Welcome back to the Deep End. We know how important it is to keep up with health checkups and screenings, but not everyone has time to get to the doctor. That's why the Lynwood Food Bank partnered with the American Heart Association to offer blood pressure screenings. Molly Shin joined us again tonight. And Molly, through these screenings, a lot of food bank shoppers were actually able to find out about undetected health issues.
That's right, Preston. At these two events, almost 3/4 of the people screened found out they had high blood pressure. I spoke with the executive director of the Lynwood Food Bank and a specialist from Optum Care to learn more about the importance of these screenings and why the food bank is such a good place for them.
The goal is to identify people who have high blood pressure and to be able to provide them with resources that they can take home and be able to begin the path to lowering their blood pressure and becoming healthier. People at the food bank, many of the people that come to the food bank are people who work 2-3 jobs, and having resources where they are makes things more accessible for them.
And how many people at these events have been screened so far, and what have the results been?
They were able to screen 50 shoppers at that first event. Out of those 50 shoppers, 37 of those shoppers had high blood pressure, and they were able to hand out 55 blood pressure cuffs to those folks that came in, and those were supplied by the City of Lynnwood. This last event that we just did this last weekend, we had 38 shoppers show up, and out of those 38, 28 were hypertensive, and we were able to give them 44 blood pressure cuffs.
Do those numbers surprise you?
I was a little surprised at that number was even higher than what we were expecting, but it just goes to show that we need to be able to serve people a variety of services in one location where people are, meet people's needs where they are.
You're also able to kind of work with them, I imagine, on their diets and how nutrition plays a role in high blood pressure as well?
Absolutely. We have had a focus on nutrition for several years now, nutrition and culture. We have a very diverse community. And the foods that we attempt to give people are foods that are what people actually need as opposed to what we think they need. People need to have heart-healthy food. They need to have whole grains. They need high fiber. They need, they just have needs that everybody has. Just like you and me, we all have our needs. And if we only serve them the cheapest foods, then we are doing a disservice to our community, because the cheapest foods are not the healthiest foods. People need fresh produce. They need protein. They need low fat. And beyond that, they need cultural. They need, gluten-free and a variety of foods, just like you and I do.
And Brooke, what's the importance of catching high blood pressure as soon as you can?
Well, high blood pressure has been dubbed as the silent killer, because you don't really know that you have high blood pressure until things are at the extreme end. So finding out early can help prevent heart attack, stroke, as well as a myriad of other diseases. So monitoring that, especially if you have a family member that has high blood pressure, or as we get older, if you have, weight gain around the waist, that's an indicator of high blood pressure. So catching that early to prevent those diseases later on in life is paramount.
And Alissa, is this something that you'll be doing again?
Yes, we have several more planned in the next few months. And working with the American Heart Association, with Optum Healthcare, and the City of Lynnwood really just kind of brings together multiple resources for people, and being able to provide them multiple opportunities to be able to take that extra step to care for themselves.
Molly, this might inspire other people to get their own screening, but as you pointed out, it's not always easy for people to get to the doctor. Are there other places to get screened?
Right, Preston. So I'm sure you've seen those blood pressure screening machines at grocery stores. That's an option. But people can also just drop by their local fire station. Firefighter EMTs will check your blood pressure for you for free.
All right, thanks, Molly.